This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon and welcome this midday. I'm Rafael Sanchez. As you take a look outside, as we take a look outside our window, as you can see the clouds, they are settling in. Dry today, downpours very likely tomorrow. Meteorologist Todd Clausen standing by with all the details. Todd, I have my umbrella handy.
And you will need it not only tomorrow morning, not only tomorrow afternoon, but the evening hours as well. Saturday is going to be a super soaker across the area. Temperatures right now are in the 40s and 50s. And today's your day. If you have some errands that you want to run outside and you want to stay completely dry, well, as Rafael mentioned, the clouds are really starting to settle in. They will not produce any rain through the day today. There could be a sprinkle here or there, but that should be just about it. But with the clouds around, temperatures won't do a whole lot. We only get up to about 58 degrees for your high temperature. But high school football games this evening, they will be just fine with temperatures in the 50s. So the clouds are in place. We'll expand out. We'll show you what's heading our way. Look at all this rain that stretches now from southern Kentucky all the way down to the Gulf Coast. This all lifts north. It all heads our direction. So tomorrow you will need the rain gear and the umbrella throughout the morning hours, throughout the afternoon hours, and into the evening, as we could see over 3 inches of rain in some spots. We'll detail the Saturday forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. New this midday, Metro Police investigating a man who died after he was stabbed. This happened around 2 o'clock this morning on the far south side of Indianapolis. Police were called to some apartments on Buck Ridge East Road, that's near Southport Road and Madison Avenue. Officers there were told the victim had already been taken to a hospital, and that's where the person died from their injuries. Homicide detectives are investigating this case. If you have any information about what you may have seen there or any information to help them, you can leave an anonymous tip by calling Crime Stoppers. That number, 317-262-TIPS. Only on RTV6, our Call 6 investigation has found that millions of dollars in federal training dollars are going unused. It's a story that we broke this morning on Good Morning Indiana. We began looking into this issue as the Schneider plant in Peru is preparing to shut down early next year. Currently, employees are being laid off in waves. RTV6 learned that many workers statewide facing a similar situation and who would be eligible as well to receive federal training assistance are not tapping into that program. Some are opting to either retire or to find a new job, but overall, less than 1/3 of people are applying for the programs and leaving on average more than $22,000 on the table. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development is concerned that Hoosier workers are not taking advantage of those dollars meant to help them. The state agency is launching a social media campaign and taking other efforts to increase the number of Hoosiers who connect with the dollars meant to help them land new jobs.
TAA is such a critical program because it has a vast menu of services available to them. There's really something in the program for everyone, regardless of where they are in their life, age-wise, or education or employment history. There's something there that can benefit anyone in their goals for employment and training.
Yeah, we have more details on this story. The Department of Workforce Development is also improving its mailers and making phone calls to those impacted workers to increase the number who should benefit from thousands of dollars in training assistance. We'll keep you posted on top of the story as well. Now to Democracy 2019, and new this midday, we're less than 2 weeks away from Election Day, and a new poll gives Democrat incumbent Joe Hogsett a commanding lead over Republican Jim Merritt in the race for mayor of Indianapolis. The survey was taken by IndyPolitics.org and Mason Strategies. It shows that 57% of likely voters support keeping Hogsett in office. Only 23% say that they support Mr. Merritt. 4% are backing Libertarian candidate Douglas McNaughton. Election Day set for Tuesday, November the 5th. An Indigo bus is off the road. An investigation now underway after passengers felt the effects of a strange odor while on board of that vehicle. A man who reached out to RTV6 says he was on his way to work on a bus and he noticed a bad smell. He started coughing, and then other passengers did as well. Even the driver began coughing. He says before taking off, the driver flagged down an attendant who brought over a supervisor who also coughed and sneezed, and then opened the windows and told the bus driver to take off.
My problem was that the bus driver was feeling it, and I kind of thought, you got to drive this bus, and you might run into something if it gets too intense. he'll pass out or something while he's operating the bus, and there'll be some fatality.
Indigo says they took this bus out of rotation shortly after the passengers felt sick. They say they're going to work to find what caused that problem.
What if we became best friends? Best friends in the world. So I would just like phone his house up and say, "Is Pat there? Just tell him it's me." Oh, that really makes sense now that I think of it. Like, I suppose Pat Sajak doesn't have like over 1 million friends probably. But then again, maybe he doesn't. It's difficult to say.
So are you ready to laugh? The man behind so many funny characters over the years is coming to a very special event right here in Indianapolis. Martin Short will be the headliner for the annual fundraiser for Cancer Support Community of Central Indiana. Their fundraiser is called Laughing Matters, and it will celebrate its 20th year next year. And that show will be April the 25th of 2020 at the Old National Center. Tickets for the show go on sale 1 week from today. We have all the information on the tickets at theindychannel.com. Next on the news at noon, the addiction crisis is fueled in part by people keeping medicines they don't need anymore. Next, how and where you can get rid of those unwanted meds this weekend. Plus, strike up the band. Lucas Oil Stadium will be filled with music for the next 2 days. The big event that's bringing thousands of people and a lot of sweet sounds to downtown Indianapolis. But first, let's check in back with Todd Clausen. Hey, Todd.
And Raphael, it's good that that concert will be indoors at Lucas Oil Stadium tomorrow, because take a look at Storm Team 6 radar. There is a ton of rain down to our south, and it is heading our way. We'll talk all about the timeline and the impacts it'll have throughout your Saturday coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. You're watching the news at noon right here on RTV6.
Fresh are all new tonight on ABC.
It's time to get rid of that unused or old prescription medication that you may have in your medicine cabinets. Tomorrow is National Drug Take Back Day. Several locations across Indiana will be participating, including multiple fire and police departments. And for the first time this year, you can drop off vaping devices and cartridges. Accidental exposure to medicine is a major source of unintentional poisoning in children. Each year, poison centers receive about 450,000 calls because of accidental exposure. So this, as you can imagine, is an easy way to make sure that doesn't happen to you or your family.
It's just an opportunity for people to get unwanted drugs out of their home, possibly keep grandchildren that may be visiting safe by not having access to something that they forgot was there.
Officials do ask that you bring that medication in a sealed container. The drug bag events happen twice a year. Back in April, Indiana State Police reported nearly 23,000 pounds of unused medication was collected in our state. So, are you ready for some hockey? I am. It's going to be indoors tomorrow. It's going to rain, so what a great thing to do. Just ahead on the news at noon, it's almost time for the puck to drop at Indiana Farmers Coliseum. We'll get a special visit from the Indy Field to show you what's happening during their opening weekend. Can't wait for that. You take a live look outside. Those clouds are building. As you heard Todd say, they're going to hang around for a couple of days. Tomorrow may be really, really soggy. His forecast up next right here on the news at noon.
And Keller, right now.
This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon, I'm Beth Karras. The prosecution is wrapping up its case in chief in the killer girlfriend murder trial in Wisconsin. 22-year-old Ezra McCandless is accused of killing one of her ex-boyfriends, 24-year-old Alex Woodworth, in March of 2018. Prosecutors say she killed him because she wanted him out of her life. She claims she stabbed Woodworth 16 times in self-defense, saying Woodworth attacked her when she tried to break up with him. Yesterday, the jury heard from the defendant through a recorded interview with police. She said she couldn't remember much of her alleged attack and failed to mention Woodworth's dead body in the back seat of her car.
Okay, but at one time it did, but you don't think it does anymore? Okay.
It's just really fuzzy for me right now, and I want to try to figure it out. The doctor is really bad, because I don't like the feeling of just not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, well, you're in a good place, so I hope you try to figure that out, because I would like to know what went on, too.
Yeah, me too.
And now your car's missing and Alex is missing, and I have no idea if he took it and went someplace, or if you crashed, or if he dropped you off and left you on the side of the road and took off with your car, I don't know. And that's something that we kind of would like to know.
McCandless is accused of first-degree intentional homicide, which carries a possible life sentence if she's convicted. McCandless is expected to take the stand in her own defense. Court TV is the only place to watch gavel-to-gavel coverage of this trial. Now back to you.
Beth, thank you so much. You can learn more about other cases around the nation right now at courttv.com. Oh yeah, it's toe-tapping music. It's always a great show, part of last year's show from the Avon High School Marching Band. Avon is back along with several other schools from Central Indiana as the Bands of America Super Regional Championship happens today and tomorrow at Lucas Oil Stadium. The action started early this morning, but there's still plenty of bands from Central Indiana still to come today. Greenfield Central takes the field at 2:45. They'll be followed by Beech Grove, Pendleton Heights, and Fishers. The evening session features the Marching Pride of Lawrence Township and the bands from Avon, Center Grove, and Carmel. In all, more than 90 bands from around the Midwest are right here in the Circle City. The preliminaries run through tomorrow with the top bands advancing to the finals tomorrow night. The best of luck to all of those bands from Indiana. We hope they all do fantastic. Now time to check your forecast, and luckily they'll be under a nice roof there at Lucas Oil Stadium, because based on what he's going to say here in a moment, it's not looking good tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be basically a washout. So kind of try to think about those indoor plans here now, or if you have errands to run, today's definitely the better day. We're locked in with the clouds, and they may look a little threatening, but we're not expecting any rainfall here today. There could be maybe a spot sprinkle, and that should be just about it. But with the clouds, a little bit of a breeze. It's a chilly one. Temperatures right now are in the 40s and 50s, and we're not really going to warm much more here throughout the course of the day. We're only into the mid-50s in northern locations to maybe 60 degrees if we're lucky down in the Bloomington area. So we are mostly cloudy today. High school football games this evening. We are looking at temperatures that'll be falling back down into the low 50s, so it's going to be chilly out there, but it is going to be dry. Let's focus on Saturday because rain chances are 100%. Tomorrow is going to be a very wet day. The rain ramps up throughout the early morning hours, probably arriving in southern locations by the time we get to daybreak, which is just after 8 o'clock. And then throughout the middle morning, early afternoon hours, that's the heaviest of the rain, and then we'll kind of taper it off to more scattered showers as we work our way into the evening hours. So here are the clouds in place, and just look at all this rainfall. The leading edge is now pushing into southern Kentucky. We'll continue to lift to the north, but this moisture source goes all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, and it's just going to slowly lift off towards the north. So 8:30 tomorrow morning, still dry in northern locations, but the rain spreads north quickly throughout the morning hours. By the time we get to 11 a.m., the rain's in northern locations. It's going to be a wet one for the Purdue game if you're heading up to West Lafayette here tomorrow. And just look at this heavy rain that builds in throughout the afternoon hours across central Indiana. Could be a few thunderstorms, no severe weather, but don't be shocked if you hear a rumble of thunder. And then we'll kind of get the final big push of heavy rainfall tomorrow evening around 6-7 o'clock. After that, it's basically more in the way of some scattered showers, but it's still going to be damp throughout the duration of this entire event. The winds are going to be up as well, so it's just kind of a cold, rainy day for us throughout the day tomorrow. And as far as rainfall totals go, we're potentially looking at a widespread 2-inch rainfall system here, with maybe some areas, especially down to the south, getting into that 3-inch range. So it is going to be a soaking Saturday for us. Temperatures, though, are above freezing, thankfully. 50s, eventually climbing into the 60s. And the good news is, if you are heading to the Colts game on a Sunday, most of the showers should be out of here by the time we get to 9 o'clock. There could be maybe a lingering shower at 10 a.m., but as you tailgate and eventually walk into Lucas Oil Stadium and eventually walk out of Lucas Oil Stadium, the sky should turn partly cloudy with temperatures that'll be getting up into the 60s. So again, tomorrow, a very wet day across the area, mostly cloudy on Sunday. Cooler next week, 49 on Wednesday, high of 51 on Halloween, but that's pretty early in the day. A strong cold front comes through Halloween night, ushering in very chilly air for next weekend.
Nelson drops for Sella. He shoots and scores! Josh Sella wins it for the Fuel. 3-2.
Hockey is back, and hopefully a whole lot more in the way of game-winning goals for the Indy Fuel. Every time I think of hockey, you got to get louder. It's opening weekend for the Fuel at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum right here in Indianapolis. The president is here. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks for having us. Very excited to be here.
McQuarrie is here, the president of the Indy Fuel. It's home opener weekend in Indianapolis, so Nitro is here.
There you go. That screams loud.
Does the volume have to go up when you do hockey?
You do.
Okay, yeah. I thought so. So when I think of Indy Fuel, I think of family and I think of fun. What do you think of?
Action, excitement, and family. Bring them all. You'd be silly not to come to a game. It's very affordable. It's exciting. Like tonight is Do 317, we call it. So it's $3 soft drinks and beer, $1 hot dogs, $7 T-shirts.
You got me on the beer and the hot dog. You're also giving away to the first 2,500 people this lovely bobblehead, right?
Would you like to hold it there?
He scores!
So this is the bobblehead of the new coach.
Brand new coach this year.
So what can we expect? Obviously new leadership, obviously with new vision. What will that look like and how will that translate for the fan experience?
I think everyone will be totally, will enjoy themselves. As far as the new coach, we have a young team. We're very fast, we're exciting, physical. And as I was joking with you earlier, we will have some fights in there. People still like that when they come to a hockey game. So, and yeah, we'll guarantee a Nitro fight if nothing else.
Well, I want Nitro on my side. You know, there's a battle for the entertainment dollar, right? There's so much to do.
Yes.
So what makes the Indy Fuel special? Why should people invest in that ticket to watch this game?
Because our saying is, come out for the game and you'll enjoy yourself. Affordable family fun. So we will come out and I guarantee you excitement. Whether you understand the game, don't understand the game, there's action the whole time.
And this really is a great weekend, too, at least if you've not been to an exciting Indy Fuel game. As you've heard from our forecast, it's going to be pretty wet tomorrow. This game is played indoors.
Yeah, come indoors.
So it's really a chance to really experience that. And so many young people as well have gone into the action of wanting to play ice hockey.
Yeah, it's a growing sport. It's one of the 5 fastest growing youth sports right now. So.
And so I know a lot of young men and women who are interested in the game. So hopefully by watching the pros play, taking on the Cincinnati Cyclones, and they're going to go down, right? They're going to go down.
Oh, there you go.
They're going to go down. If I want to buy a ticket for the exciting weekend, how do I do this?
IndyFuelHockey.com. Tickets start as low as $15. They're still available. Buy now.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Nitro, good luck with those fights, Nitro. We're counting on you. Down with Cincinnati. They're going down. We'll be right back.
Ken.
A Southern Indiana library is getting a lot of attention for a very creative display. The Evansville Vanderburg Public Library posted this picture on their Facebook page showing dozens of forgotten bookmarks. Some of them are traditional, but others include a crochet snowman, a top hat wearing a T-Rex, and Todd Clausen's favorite, a signed picture of Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
One of the oddest bookmarks found, according to the library, a piece of bologna. Needless to say, that's not on display. In fact, the library also posted a disclaimer asking people not to use lunch meat as a bookmark. Todd Clausen.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Raphael. I think Nitro does as well. He's going to help us out with the forecast here a little bit. We'll focus on Saturday there on Nitro, all right? So you can come out to us on the desk and he sees Saturday. What's it going to do? It's going to rain, right? Oh, man, it's going to put out the fire that you breathe out of your mouth. Right? What are you going to do? But it's going to be a soaker of a day as we go into the day on Saturday. So it'll be a good day to head indoors, check out Nitro and the Indy Fuel as they open the season, Raphael. And then as we get into Sunday for the Colts and your buddy over there, we're going to have a little bit better weather on Sunday as we'll have skies clearing just in time for that game. But potentially, Raphael, we're looking at 1 to maybe 3 inches of rain by the time we get through tomorrow.
And my understanding, breaking news, we're going to beat Cincinnati. Is that right, Nitro? We're going to. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
He's got it.
Right here. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Join us at 5 with Amanda Sorrentino. Have a good afternoon. Have a great weekend. And don't forget to cheer on the Indy Fuel and to have a great weekend and have that umbrella handy. Right, Nitro? Yeah. All right.